Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Carl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.
Well, Housebuild.ie is a new platform aimed at construction professionals and those in the process of building their own home. Eoghain Ryan, a co-founder of Housebuild.ie, joins me now to discuss the platform and its growth potential both in the domestic and international markets. Eoghain, start by providing us with an insight into your own experience within the construction industry.
Well, Carl, I'm an engineer. I'm a chartered engineer. I did engineering in NUIG Galway, and then I did a master's in fire safety engineering in Belfast. And from there, I worked consultancy in Dublin for a while, and then I worked as a assistant chief fire officer in Cork and Westmeath. And in 2006, I set up my own practice, and I've been working in construction ever since.
And as part of that experience, you got a first-hand insight into the greatest issues that were created by the construction sector during the boom years.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were like the Grim Reaper. We were on site and we were inspecting buildings and as part of due diligence, and we found that there was a myriad of issues on site, particularly with regards to fire safety, and we uncovered issues in Priory Hall and Longboat Quay, and on the back of that, we developed building regulations apps to try and make the information more readily available to people on site, because that's what we felt were these gaps appeared, that people didn't have the knowledge on site and things were closed off without being done properly. And we felt, and based on dealing with people, they weren't trying to cut corners, it's just the information wasn't readily available to them. So, and with the market being very buoyant, things had to be closed up very quickly and moved on, and that left everyone in the market with a lot of issues. And unfortunately, we were the ones uncovering them, and sometimes we were being castigated as, oh, you did this, but it wasn't the case. We're just uncovering issues, making people aware of them and trying to get them right.
So based on the success of your building regulations app, you then saw an opportunity to develop Housebuild.ie. What's it all about?
Housebuild.ie is a platform for people to get all the information they need to make sure that the building's right, but it's everything from start to finish for people who are involved in construction or interested in renovations or design. It's an aggregator construction platform that with a B2B and B2C model. We provide the general public with local inspiration from local designers, builders and tradesmen. If you're interested in construction, you get, or self-build, you get all that information, how-to videos. You can apply for a mortgage or get insurance, and you can purchase the products then to furnish your home. As for professionals, we provide a platform where they get all that information that is across numerous websites and numerous other places in one platform for them to use. And they can also then, as part of our directory, promote their products, because as engineers and architects don't generally market themselves properly. And while we're in a buoyant economy, when things take a downturn, people are looking and trying to scale their businesses. So we provide a marketplace because we have their audience. Then for partners, like product partners and people who sell their products through us, we have Easy Living and Time Merchant on board, that we provide their audience directly for them.
Now, of course, it's been well publicised that there's a massive shortage of construction professionals and tradespeople available in this buoyant market. So is that going to cause the business a challenge in the short to medium term?
It will cause us a challenge that, not everyone will need to register with us because they're so busy in their day-to-day that they won't need to. But at the same time, we're providing a place for where they get all their information. And whoever puts up content, either product partners with showrooms or with architects with their inspiration, that feeds into our own inspiration section, where that'll attract more and more people into it to see that they have local designs and local builders doing quality products and quality builds.
So I take it that the success of the platform itself is going to be very much dependent on the amount of content that's going to be pushed onto it by those professionals. So how are you going to encourage them to do that on a regular basis?
It's not the overriding thing, but it all helps. What we will do is we do a lot of heavy lifting for people. Like, it's a very simple platform to use. And as I said, a lot of professionals are busy in their day-to-day, but over time, they will see the benefits of it. I know Tile Merchant have seen a 28% increase in lead generation. We have an inquiry section, and on a day-to-day, we see people inquiring off local professionals, see if they're available to have a look at a house or do a design. So over time, it will become the go-to, and we feel that that's going to be based on the content that we have already, the construction content. But that'll feed into people putting up their own inspiration stuff, their own portfolio, and that'll lend into our inspiration section. So it'll all feed the big wheel and it'll become a bigger and better product over time.
And for those going through the journey of building their own house today, what will attract them onto Housebuild.ie?
Well, what will attract them on is that they will see local designs by local people, and if they have an interest in construction, like it's a big spend. It's probably the biggest spend in any one person's life, unless you do it as your day to day. But if someone's doing a self-build and they're spending 350 grand or 300 grand, it's ever increasing with the way products have gone recently. But if you're spending that money, you want to know that the product, what you're building, is right, and the builder that you're dealing with or the architect are getting everything right. So you look at it with a lot keener eye. We'll provide you with all that information, and then you can look at how-to videos. And if you want to take over like if you want to save money or if your budget's been eaten into, you can look at like doing some of the air tightness tape yourself. You can install the insulation yourself. Like, it all depends on how hands-on people are. But we know, and from our feedback, and I think with anyone now, people aren't willing just to hand over that amount of money without knowing what's entailed. You don't need to know the nitty-gritty, but you want to know that, look, the quality of product that I have and the quality of builder I have, he's going to meet the requirements for energy conservation. We have a large Go Green section where they can check all the requirements for NZEBs, which is non-zero energy buildings, and they can see the videos of how they should achieve that. So we think it'll help anyone on that journey.
Housebuild.ie is a platform that provides people with information, it provides inspiration, it is also a directory, but ultimately, is it going to become a marketplace as well?
Business model wise, a large part of our business model is going to be the marketplace, and we have affiliate sales for partners, and also we can do direct sales for people. So we would take a greater proportion because we're providing you with the marketplace. But we have a subscription model. As it gets bigger, we will be charging professionals. We have 5 different revenue streams, but a large part of it would be like anything else. If we become the go-to website and we can sell products through it, the content is a content-led marketplace, and but it's not solely the marketplace. There's a lot of revenue streams between partnerships and lead generation. But you're right in what you're saying, partly right in what you're saying, but it will form a large portion of our platform. But we'll have to see how that plays out. It's still very early days, but we see it going that way.
And Eoghain, have you seen similar sites operating in other parts of the world within the construction sector?
Well, there is similar ones. The most similar one is House, H-O-U-Z-Z, but that doesn't have our construction information. And it's an American website with loads of great fluff and inspirational content. But it brings you to stuff that's not readily available locally. It doesn't have the construction detail. It doesn't have what we have in regards to partnerships, in regards to a marketplace. You can buy some products through it, but it's similar, but we think our product's far better. House, I'm not sure if you're aware of, is valued at 4 billion with 40 million registered users. We would hope to have across Ireland and the UK 1 million registered users by 2024, and that's our goal. But look, we're a long way off that at the moment, but we think the quality of our product and what we're doing for the market will get us there in time.
And I believe that your longer term plan beyond Ireland and the UK is to bring this to the US market, but how will that be realised?
Well, we have to see how we get on in Ireland and the UK, but that would be the overall goal. But like every state in America has its own building codes, so what we would do is provide something similar where you'd have the construction content across each, like you'd have housebuild.com/CA, which would be California, /NY would be New York, and you'd have all the local building codes and try and get people to, again, feed into this big wheel that they provide local inspiration, local directories, and they can buy things from local suppliers all under one platform. So it'll be kind of a localized interaction. But that, look, if we can get there, Carl, we've done something very well. Our big thing now is to scale in Ireland and get into the UK, because there's a lot of similarities with regards to the construction content. They're very, very similar. And then also with regards to how the markets work. So that's the easy thing for us in the short term. We should be launching in the UK by the end of October, probably start November. And if we can ever manage to go to the US, not on the holiday, on business, it'd be great.
And Eoghain, finally, what advice have you got for anyone that's out there looking to build their own house at the moment?
I will look at them, depending on how urgent it is to get into their house. I would look at them to maybe tell them to spend more time at design and more time at looking at the costs, because the market at the moment is extremely buoyant with the supply chains from what happened with the Suez Canal and with other companies being off. The cost of materials has gone up significantly. It may come back down the new year, it may not. So you might be just pushing the can down the road and might increase. But it's a hard time to build. It's tough on people building at the moment, especially self-build, because the larger ones, there's economies of scale and they get reduced costs. But it's the small one-off, it's the one that's feeling the pinch most.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Eoghain Ryan from Housebuild.ie, and we wish him every success with growing this business.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Carl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast.